Welcome to Sonoma Sommelier Wine Review. I'm Robert O'Malley, Wine Critic. Thank you for joining us for the most accurate and detailed reviews in wine today. Today, the review is Three Sticks 2005 Sonoma Valley Cabernet Sauvignon, 94 points, Sonoma Sommelier, $65 for a $7.50, 125 for Magnum. Winemaker for this bottle is the famous Don Van Stavern. Production is only 253 cases. Overall character, I found that this wine is the prima ballerina assolute. That's an Italian term. Classically trained, the soloist, dancing, moving gently all over the palate with restraint, finesse, and acumen. Precise, ethereal, and tender. The style is a performed exhibition of delicate and subtle motion. There is refinement and choreography in the artistic structure. The body and the soft tannins flex and contort, giving shape and form without overbalancing the wine. There is a flexible acid backbone, and that is the most important element in the posture of this wine. Additionally, the acid keeps this wine moving along without settling too long in any one place on the palate. It's light on its toes, never becomes ungracefully dense at any point. I think we all have experienced Sonoma Valley and Napa cabs that are too dense, too rich. You can only have one glass, and it's like a milkshake and you're done. So this is not that kind of wine. This is more of a classic style of wine that you can drink for 2 or 3 or 4 or more glasses. Principal flavors here. As you decant and get more air into this wine, you start noticing the red fruit flavors start to turn more to dark fruit flavors and dark mineral. Flavors include elderberry reduction sauce. That's a small European berry that usually is made into a syrup or a sauce. Mulberry, especially red mulberry, is one of the primary flavors when you first open this thing. Huckleberry soda, dried black cassis, briar, wild mountain blackberries, red plum, cigar box, violets, black plums, one of my favorites, gunpowder, dry cassis, currant, boysenberry, flint, lavender, black mission fig, persimmons, marmalade. Nobody give me a hard time about the persimmons. Orange pekoe tea, and Colombian coffee. Classical comparisons for this wine. I think it's most comparable to a stylish, tender Saint-Julien Bordeaux from France. One of the vineyards on the west side that have a little bit more clay in the soil for Saint-Julien, some more red fruit flavors. Otherwise, it's kind of memorable to me as a Montagnais Saint-Emilion, not to be confused with a regular Saint-Emilion. It's right bank Bordeaux, usually Merlot based. But it has some of the kind of light red, delicate flavors and softness that this wine has, even though it's different grape type. I get into classics. You really need to understand your classics if you're going to understand modern Cabernet or Merlot or any classic varietal. I know a lot of folks these days have come up now on Napa Cabernet, but it's kind of like the Renaissance. You need to get into the classics of Greece to really do things properly. Well, we need to get back to Bordeaux for Cabernet to really truly understand where it's come from, where it's going, and what's possible. Serving suggestions for this wine, because of the delicacy of this wine structure and body, be careful not to serve this wine at a warm temperature. As it's kind of acid supported, snappy, it needs to be served between 63 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. I recommend oversized crystal Bordeaux glasses so you get more air into it. The wine needs to decant for at least 40 to 60 minutes when young, and slightly less with age. I don't recommend aerators on this wine. It's too delicate, so don't run it through those Venturis. Not for this wine. Maybe for something that's a little tougher. I recommend drink a white wine or a lighter red and decant your bigger reds properly and save it for your main entree course if you can. This wine should age for 8 to 12 years because of the acid and structure in it. The acid and tannin structure in the wine. Food pairings that I recommend: pheasant quail, roast chicken, rabbit pasta, chicken creole. It's kind of like shrimp creole, but you substitute chicken. Lemon chicken soup, light poultry, and another New Orleans classic, fried alligator piquant. Why did I give this wine 94 points? Reflects the Mayacamas ranges, flavors, structures, what you expect from a mountainside Cabernet and Malbec. It expresses the soil, the steep shaded slopes, such as Mountain Terrace's Block 5. The second reason multiple glasses of this wine can be consumed gracefully without cloying and fatiguing the palate. 3, acid and balance, so important in wine, especially Cabernet. Classic varietal characteristics. This is where you get back to Bordeaux and you understand what you're really tasting when you taste the Cabernet varietal. Accurate oak management complements this wine, supports it, doesn't override it or give it too much makeup. Natural ageability, unique expression and movement on the palate. All reviews, scores, tasting notes, pictures, videos are all by myself, Robert O'Maurin. And to purchase this wine, visit ThreeSticksWines.com. So ThreeSticksWines.com. 253 cases made, so don't expect to see it in a store. And you might, if you're lucky, find it in a restaurant. Tech notes for my cellar folks: 25% Malbec in this wine, 75% Cabernet Sauvignon. We have 14-year-old Cabernet Sauvignon vines from Mountain Terrace's Block 5 make up 50% of this wine. 25-year-old vines, Cabernet Sauvignon from Alta Vista Vineyard, make up another 25%. That's a vineyard in the southern part of the Mayacamas range facing west. Then we also have another 25-year-old vineyard, Malbec this time. They were tea-budded over from really old Gewürztraminer vines up on Bald Mountain Vineyard, right above Chateau Saint Jean, so that makes up another 25%. Rhyolite and basalt soil, volcanic. Usually you have 2 or 3 different volcanic soils throughout those parts of the Mayacamas, especially up in the Mountain Terraces. Fermentation, high percentage of whole berries. 2.5-ton custom stainless steel open top fermenters that were custom made by Don's specific request. Variable volume tops, all manual push downs. No pumping over. Pumping over is a no-no for Cabernet as far as I'm concerned. 4+ days cold soaked with that variable volume top on there. 21 days on the skins for fermentation. 45 days after that time for extended maceration. A combination of native yeast and domestic yeast. The domestic yeast brand is Collective Cepage Cabernet, registered trademark of Collective, Collection yeast. Barrels and barrel management. The wine was pressed to barrel dirty, which means they didn't let it settle in the tank or do any cold stabilization. The barrels are twice racked, 100% French, 50% new, 50% used. Terenceau, Dakar, Radeau are the coopers, 24 to 28 months in oak. Like to thank personally Don Van Staveren, one of our top 10 winemakers of the year, for Sonoma for helping me with all the detailed tech notes on this wine and opening up so much information as far as his production methods. I'd like to thank the Schaefer family and also Eric Bradley at Mountain Terraces, Old Elsa, and Sojourn for letting me access Mountain Terraces Vineyard with so much freedom to move around there. This is Robert O'Maurin. Thank you for joining us at Sonoma Sommelier Wine Review for the most accurate and detailed reviews on wine today. Please visit me at my site, SonomaSom.com. That's SOM.com. See you there. Thanks for joining us. See you soon.